Hello, thanks for tuning in. My name's Stuart, the classical record collector and classical record dealer. I was a dealer back in the 90s, had 10 years of experience buying and selling records, bought in, I don't know, maybe 200,000 records in total. So I've seen a lot, learned a lot in the trade, knew a lot of dealers, and I can price just about any classical LP out there. So I've been buying on eBay. I've had a package arrive. This is an unboxing video. I think I've got 4 or 5 records in here which I've bought. So I'm going to open them up. I'm going to explain why I bought them, how much I paid for them, and then I'm going to test the condition at the end on my Riga Planer 2. And you can see that. I'll just drop the needle on just to see what the condition's like, and you might find it interesting. So let's just open this up. So it's arrived in a fairly reasonable package. Um, it's arrived in good condition. So I'll just get it open. Yeah, I bought it on eBay. I believe it was an auction, and I believe I was the only bidder. So, obviously I saw something in these records that other people didn't see. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I may well be falsely buying records which I think I can make a bit of money on. But I must say that I only usually buy records if I'd be happy to have them in my own collection. So if I don't happen to make money on them, it's not really too much of a problem. So yeah, I use this to open the packet. It's a cheap Stanley knife. It does a good job. Got to be careful. Open it at the side, because you don't want to end up scoring down a record sleeve and ending up with a slit on a record sleeve. Okay, so let's get them out. I've opened the package. I can use that again. I save these, so if I sell something, I can reuse it. I believe in recycling. Now bubble wrap. I've got bubble wrap here. He's bubble wrapped it, so that's good. Just to protect everything. Let's see what condition. I think as far as I recall, these are all Philips digital. Now, I'm not a fan of digital sound, as you know, but if the performance is only available in digital and it's on an LP, I'd rather listen to it on that than streaming or on a CD, because I think it sounds better. And I know people say that early digital it's not as good as it is now. Maybe that's true, but even so, on an LP, I still think it sounds better than anything that streaming has got to offer. I know a lot of streaming fans out there will be saying, oh, we've got lossless streaming now, nothing can be better than that. Well, I don't know. Maybe you're right, but I still prefer LPs. Okay, so let's go through them. Yeah, I've got 5. I quite like the Philips Classics from the 80s. They tend to be fairly good pressings, nice and quiet, Dutch pressings mainly. And, the sound's usually pretty good. So let me go through them. So I'll just tell you what I paid. Let me just have a quick look on eBay so I can see what I paid. If you just bear with me for a second, I'll have a look at my purchases because I've forgotten what I paid for these. Let's have a look. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to come up, I'll just show you the first record. This is what I got. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I got 5 Philips digital records. That's the first one, the Alpine Symphony. You've probably seen that cover before, with Haitink, good old Haitink, conducting there. He's one of the Mr. Reliable, I always call him, because it's always a good performance with Haitink. So I'm just going to tell you what I paid for these. eBay's gone slow. I actually think I paid about £15, including shipping, for the whole lot of them. I got 5 for that price. So it works out at what, £3 each for these digital classics. I don't know, maybe you think I paid too much for them. So yeah, so the jacket on this one looks fairly good. The Alpine Symphony Haitink Philips digital. That was pressed in 1985. It's in fairly good condition. I mean, the jacket looks okay. A few creases, nothing too serious. The next one is this. Now, why would I buy this? Why would I buy Richard Strauss orchestral songs with Kurt Masur and Siegfried Jerusalem? Never heard of that singer, but I saw it and I thought, well, that looks unusual. There's a fan out there of Jerusalem, and I think I'll be able to sell that for about £15. I really do. For somebody who's an LP fan and they're after that, I think they will pay £15 for that. The jacket's in very good condition. looks fine. The sleeve looks generic. That's okay. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so the next one that I bought is this one. Oh yeah, I've got the price. I paid £8.99 plus £14 for these. So, you know, that's not too bad. So we got another songs. We got Wagner with Simon Estes, and he is singing The Flying Dutchman. He's singing various arias. I'm not familiar with that singer, but I do believe that will sell as well. That looks a bit unusual to me. Never heard of the singer, which isn't a bad thing. It's probably quite a specialist item in some ways. Somebody will be looking for that, and I'm glad I've got that. So that's a good one. Right, overtures and intermezzi with Silvio Varviso conducting, and that's got Rossini, Offenbach, Puccini, Mascagni from Cavalleria Rusticana, Puccini, Manon Lescaut, intermezzo. We've got Massenet, Tias, Meditation. There's some good music on there, and we've got Offenbach, The Tales of Hoffmann, the Barcarolle. So that's 1983. I think that's really good. And even if it doesn't sell, that's the kind of record I'd be happy to have in my collection. It's got some good music on that. Let's have a look at the sleeve. I'm not sure whether these are original sleeves or not. I can't remember what the Philips Digital Classics, whether they had their own special sleeves or they're just generic. I can't remember. Okay, the last one, Bartók Concerto for Orchestra. I think that's probably the best record here, with Dorati conducting. That's a Digital Classics. So you've got Concerto for Orchestra and De Image, Opus 10. I don't know that piece. It's Antal Dorati conducting who? The Concertgebouw Orchestra Amsterdam, the great orchestra from Holland. So there we are. That one looks like it's in good condition too. Okay, good. So I'm happy with those. So far, I'm very happy as long as the condition's good. So let's go and check the condition. Basically, I mean, all of those, I think they're saleable. I think, between 10 and 15 pounds a piece. They're not records that will fly out. They'll sell over some period of time, but I'd be happy to have them all in my collection. For less than £3 a piece, I think I paid a good price for that. Okay, so let's check the condition out, and we'll see if they're as good as I think they are. Hello, it's Stuart. Here we are. Let's have a look. Let's start testing these out. Here's the first record. It's the Alpine Symphony. Let's have a listen, find out what it's like. Now it starts off very quietly, so I'm just going to play and see how it starts. I always like to see how the opening starts to see whether it's noisy or not. I'll turn the sound up so you can hear it. It's a little bit noisy. I'd say it's within tolerable limits, because I don't really like to clean records if I can avoid it. It started off noisy and it's quietened down. Okay, let's move the needle on. Let's just hear what it sounds like later on. With that record. I know it starts off a bit noisy, but I believe no need to test both sides, just test one side. You can check the other side. It looks like it's pristine, so I'm happy with that one. So let's move on to the next one, which is going to be this vocal record. Richard Strauss, orchestral songs. Let's have a listen to that. So yeah, the first one I'm happy with. I know it starts off a bit noisy, but you know, it's only for about the first 10-20 seconds and then it settles down. There's no need to clean that. So let's listen to this one. I'm happy with that one. That's fine. It's a good one. Starts off quietly enough and there's no problems at all. Sounds like a good recording and he's got a really good voice. That's one I will probably be listening to. So that one's also got the insert with the lyrics. I forgot to mention that, so I'm glad to see. Okay, so here's the Wagner. We'll try that one out. That's got the insert as well. Glad to see. Yeah. Forgot to mention that because without the inserts these really are devalued significantly. So the first one is the Flying Dutchman. Let's just have a listen. Bit noisy. This one's a bit spiky. Let's move it on. I want to hear some louder passages. Alright, I'm happy with that. It's unfortunate about the first half minute of the record. You often find that the first half minute of the record is the noisiest. So if I'm going to sell that one, I think that I'm probably going to have to clean that to get rid of that sort of crackly start. So I'll just put that to one side. That's going to need a clean. It's not within what I call tolerable limits. So here we are, here's the next one, which is, I'll tell you what it is. It's the Intermezzi record, this one that I showed you earlier. Let's have a listen. I know these pieces. La Gazza Ladra, Rossini, The Thieving Magpie. Yep, great. Couldn't be better. Let's have a listen to that. Here we go, get ready for it. Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, it does start a little bit noisy, but I think that's acceptable. I think that one's fine. You know, people don't usually complain about that kind of thing as long as once the record gets going that there's no, you know, there's minimal noise and everything's fine, there's no distortion or anything like that. Okay, so the last one then, Bartók Concerto for Orchestra. I must admit, I know it's one of the great works of the 20th century. It's not really one of my favourites, but anyway, I'm not a great Bartók fan. Not really. Okay, let's have a listen though. Let's hope that this is in good condition. Ouch. That's a typical brooding opening of a 20th century work. It's almost like a cliche. Alright, it's fairly quiet. There's a bit of a spike, a bit of a spiky, you know, one or two ticks there at the beginning, but nothing serious. Okay, that's no problem at all. That's a good one. Okay, look, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm happy with all of those. There's probably one or two there that I might give a clean because of noisy openings. But once the records get going, it looks to me like they're all fine. So I'm happy with those. Okay, thanks for watching. Keep tuned. Subscribe for more news on my latest record purchases and various tips and information about classical records. Bye for now.